Our pool fit tip today is going to be about planking. Noodle planking in the water is excellent for exercise. I've got two noodles to choose from. This is your average dollar store size noodle. This one's the Big Daddy, a little bit denser. I'm going to challenge myself and go with this bigger one today, but just know most people would probably use the regular sized noodle. So with this larger noodle here, I want to talk about plank position. It's not for everyone. It takes a while to get the kinesthetic awareness to be able to do it. But to start a plank, if you've never done it, maybe start in a lunge position with 1 foot forward and 1 foot behind you. And then what you want to do, where that foot is behind you, get it as far behind you as you can, and then take that lead foot and just simply bring it back and match it. You have to be in like a flat position. You don't want to play lunge and London Bridge and just hump over there. So right now I'm activating tons of core by just being in a plank position. My core is activated right here. But you can do cool things from this plank position to activate more core load. You could start bringing a knee up so that you force spinal flexion and get more of those abdominals into that plank position by bringing a knee up into that noodle. And this is a denser noodle. It's not easy. We can also, from this front plank, do some glute lifts. We can lift our toe off the floor, squeeze our butt cheek, bring it back down, engaging working core and working our butt here. So one thing to keep in mind also, if you're struggling with your plank position, is to make sure when your feet are narrow, you're in the most challenging position. When you're new to this, maybe start wide. With your feet wide in a plank, it's a little easier to balance. With them narrow, that just got a little more challenging. So now what else you could do is you can add some upper body into this plank. So you're working your core and then you start to do your bench presses. As the noodle comes up, it's acted on by the upward force of buoyancy. This is the assisted eccentric phase. As you press down, this is your bench press phase. This is your chest, triceps, and front of shoulder. As you force that noodle downward into the upward force of buoyancy, you're performing bench presses. It's the opposite of gravity, so you have to push downward. You're working your core, you're working your triceps, you're working your chest, and you're working the front of your shoulders. You could make this excruciatingly challenging by just working at the elbow joint with elbow flexion and extension. Extension is the downward activated phase. It's working the tricep as I perform those tricep extensions with that plank. With this big noodle, that is challenging. So with this plank position, just in plank, you work your core. You can activate, you can start working legs, doing some interesting things with your legs. You can use your upper body. So a front plank is a very creative tool to add into your water exercise library.